right, movie nerds alert. No, that's not right. Welcome, talk story. That's not right either. Just cue the music.
You're on movie nerds.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Movie Nerds. My name is Tom. I am your host. Today we are reviewing. I was gonna say Doctor Strange. Man, I'm on it today. Wow. We're gonna be reviewing Obi-Wan, the series, episode 1 and 2. I am gonna be warning everybody that's listening and watching that we are gonna be doing this a spoiler review. So if you have not seen Obi-Wan episode 1 and 2, I would stop it right now and then go and watch it and come back and listen to our opinion, our thoughts. And so welcome back, my special guests, Aubrey and Jaren. As usual, thank you for dressing up and thank you for having the background.
You know, you always call us your special guests. Like, it's so rare that we're on, but we're on like all the time. So maybe we're not guests anymore.
my usual guests. Usually you and Owen are here.
Yeah.
In fact, me and Owen just did a spoiler review on Top Gun. So go check that out.
Oh, you'll have to listen.
Yeah. But anyways, Obi-Wan, this takes place after Revenge of the Sith, 10 years later. And now we find ourselves following Obi-Wan in the desert. We're back on Tatooine for the billionth time in Star Wars universe, because apparently there's nothing going on the other planet.
It's just an awesome place. Tatooine's just a vacation spot.
But anyways, so let's talk about episode 1. It is my favorite out of the two. The second one has a question that I have that involves somebody dying. We'll talk about it, because it doesn't die like that in canon. There's a different way to die. He's not dead. Yeah. He's not dead. We'll talk about it. But first episode, right off the bat, we get a sense of the prequel, and we goes right back to where orders execute Order 66, and then you get all the stormtrooper stuff. Now, I want to let's start with you guys. What did you guys think of episode 1? Who wants to go?
You go first.
I really liked it. Honestly, I think I'm gonna really like this series in general, like as a whole. I'm just Ewan McGregor's just great. Like, I feel like he really embodied of like how you would be as like one of the last Jedis still surviving. You know, he has a purpose, and that's to keep Luke alive, but other than that, he's not following the Jedi code anymore in order to stay hidden, you know? So I think that Ewan McGregor was brilliant, and it was really, really good, that first episode. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that for now, I guess.
Okay.
What'd you
I mean, right off the bat, if they screw up the first episode, you're not going to capture the audience very well. And I think that first episode, it was very good. They introduced, what Obi-Wan's doing, and he's not doing much. He's doing the same routine every day. And then how they introduced the, what do they call it? Inquisitors?
Inquisitors.
Yeah. That was,
So I don't know. I don't follow. We haven't watched any of the animated parts
shows
at all.
Anything, yeah.
So I don't know anything about them really at all. The only thing that I do know about them is they're ex-Jedi. Some of them.
They are. They are.
Yeah.
Which
is weird, because wonder why they would.
Well, they must be Jedis that were already dabbling in the dark.
Not necessary, but
they're just trying to stay alive.
Or they're trying to stay alive. Yeah.
Not necessary, but I'll explain to you.
Well, we don't know, Tom.
We don't know.
Okay, I'll explain to you in a minute. Yeah.
Let's hear your take.
My take. So right off the bat, just so you know, the question I have with this episode is, how the hell are they going to get him off that planet? Because we know he's not off. And I hate to say it, guys. I hate to say it, but I was right again. I have receipt. You can ask my wife. I
Uh,
say the one thing that can only get him out of the off that planet is one person, and that is Leia. I told my wife, I was like, there's no other reason for him to get off that planet.
yeah, who's he
The
gonna?
only one that could is actually is Leia, because that's the sister, and then she's as important. Eventually, we'll find out that she will become a sister. We'll talk about it in that's the second episode. The first episode, I was interested in the character Riva, the sister number 3. That's her name. The Inquisitors are ex Jedi. The Grand Inquisitor was actually a guard for the Jedi Order in Rebels, or was it Clone Wars? One of those. No, Clone Wars. Was it Rebel or Clone Wars? It's one of those. And he was at the trial of Ahsoka, who was being blamed for something that she didn't do, and they basically kind of kicked her out. He didn't like that happened, so he turned to the dark side. So he was actually he was working for the Jedi Order for the entire time. Most of those are ex Jedis. Not that they didn't want to die, they just they weren't. They were persuaded. Let's just say persuade, just like Anakin was persuaded to go to the dark side. Right here, right now, you will hear me. The very first thing you see was what at the Jedi Temple, where the young Jedi was. I was really iffy about that scene after what happened in Texas, and I'm like, are they gonna slaughter these kids? And I'm
Well,
like,
they
whoa.
did a.
No, that was Stranger Things.
Oh, that was Stranger Things.
Wrong show.
They did like a
Wrong show.
before you watch this and of recent
Yeah.
events.
Yeah.
So I was worried that they were, but the first shot that you saw, do you guys remember who it was? No, it was a young Jedi who was black. That's
Yeah.
Riva.
Is it Riva?
That's Riva.
Are you calling it, or for a fact?
I'm calling it.
Okay.
I'm calling it because
90% is calling it.
I'm gonna give you my reasoning, guys. First episode is awesome. You get a glimpse of what Obi-Wan's going through, like you said. He is not happy. It is a miserable time to be where he is, and he has nightmares, and he's still somewhat, which I'm kind of surprised that he doesn't realize, but all of those imageries that he sees when he was dreaming, do you remember that? Mm-hmm. Remember, some of it he wasn't there. How did he get these imagery in his head? Well, it's because he's still connected to the Force with Anakin, because that bond that they had together. So at this moment, even though he didn't realize it, Anakin's projection of his memory is flowing with the Force, and they're connecting to each other, because he wasn't there when some of the scenes that they show. It makes no sense for him to see it. So there's one reason why I think that, that's why when he realized that Anakin was still alive, he was kind of like, whoa, that's right. Like, he's kind of realizing, oh crap. Riva is that youngling, and I'm going to tell you why, because she's so adamant on getting Obi-Wan. Why is that? What's her motivation? What is the motivation of this? Because she comes off very ruthless, very like just, get on it.
Things done. She doesn't want to wait to persuade people.
But here's the thing. Remember what the Grand Inquisitor said? Obi-Wan is not for you to find. She's not supposed to find him. But why? So I come up with a theory, and you hear here first. I believe there's three theories that I think, three reasons why her motivation is trying to find Obi-Wan. One is she finds Obi-Wan responsible for what happened to all those Jedi and those younglings, because remember what she said when they came back and she sliced that lady's hand. She said to herself, Jedis are cowards and they will abandon you. So I think
he essentially ran.
Exactly.
Well,
yeah. So I'm guessing
for a reason, but nobody knows the reason.
Yeah.
That's why I'm speculating that she's holds him responsible. But then that might not hold, because Yoda is in charge, not Obi-Wan. So that might be
Yoda legit ran.
Yeah, poor Yoda. Secondly, is she knows who did who ordered the 66 execution 66. I'm gonna ask you guys one question and see if you can. I know you probably don't know, and that's not trying to be me, but how many people know who Darth Vader is Anakin?
Now what?
How many people know that Anakin is Darth Vader?
Oh,
I would think that not very many, right?
Yet Riva knows.
hmm.
How does she know?
Because she knew Anakin before.
Because
has
she
to.
knew who Anakin was before.
Yeah.
So maybe she's trying to get in his good grace to get to his circle so she can kill him. So that's one of the things I think is that Riva might turn back to the good side. Because remember, she's not really one of the Inquisitors. She was picked up from the gutter. Remember what the Grandmaster said?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's not really truly one of them.
But she's
So,
very powerful because he said that she wouldn't be around if
wow.
she didn't have her skills, whatever they are.
Can I gripe about one thing? If these
Parkour.
guys
Parkour.
if they know that she's a problem, why keep her around?
Yeah.
It makes no sense. Kill
Unless
her
they were
off.
told to by like
A higher up.
Palpatine or something.
I don't know, but my other theory is that it goes in hand in hand with the second one is that she will turn good and she wants to help Obi-Wan. So I don't know which one, but I'm throwing that out there.
My theory.
Okay, go for it, Aubrey.
All right, here it comes. I agree with you that she's probably that Jedi in the very beginning scene. I actually did have that thought myself, so I guess I should be proud of myself that I'm agreeing with Mr. 90%.
Good job.
But I think that she might possibly go back to good, but she's gonna die anyways.
Well, we don't know because we know that there's if you play Jedi Falling Order, it's the video game on PS4. There is another sister from the Inquisitor, sister number 5. She actually turns she was an Inquisitor, then she became good again. And so she could go back. I don't know if she'll die. I mean, I don't see where the story would make her. I mean, I guess she could sacrifice herself. But but it's not about Riva. And that's the thing. This is about Obi-Wan. So I don't think that they're going to make that her as the sacrifice, make her sacrifice to make her like the hero when it's not really her show. So I don't think that's going to happen.
So this is maybe a hot take. Take it how you want. Me?
Served on a griddle?
Yeah, served on a griddle. I 100% did not like Riva's character at all.
She comes off. She
overacted so bad.
Do you know what? I was trying to figure out like what there were certain things that she kept saying that I was like, who is that reminding me of? Like who is this reminding me of? And it finally hit me today. And her level of acting was reminding me of the level of acting of the Descendants kids.
Oh,
I'm not even kidding you. In the second one, there's this, and third one technically, that anytime that the young kids are being the villains, they're trying to talk hard and they're super cool.
Now that you say that, yeah,
like Uma.
Oh
it's
yeah,
the way Uma is. I'm like, okay, we have a 4-year-old that's obsessed with the Descendants. We watch it constantly.
I've seen it.
And just her acting level, it was just overacting. It was too much. Being hard was like, it was too much.
I didn't like her character at all.
Yeah, I didn't like her at all. I just thought that she overacted quite a few scenes.
But that was just me.
I do agree. I think but that's where her motivation comes in. So I can understand her. And because they said it. The thing is, I would agree with you if they didn't like if they didn't
acknowledge it already.
set it up that way, because right off the bat she was already
Yeah.
kind of like in that mode.
Probably
clone
because
mode.
we don't know
I think
if this Obi-Wan series is only going to last for like 4 episodes and be done.
Well, six episodes.
Yeah, 6, and then it's just done.
I think my thing though is everyone else acts their character effortlessly, except for like the 5-year-old little girl, right? Leia.
Freaking
She was good.
But she's good. So she has the right level of like stubbornness and
Yeah.
sassiness. That was exactly how
Like
Leia
Leia
was in the
was,
very
yeah.
first one. So I liked the little girl almost more than the adult actress. So you wouldn't think that a little child would be better, but I think the effortless acting that everyone else was having made the way she was portraying her anger and all of that just very like B level acting instead of A level acting.
Okay, I can see that. I do agree with you. She was kind of annoying to me at one point. And I'm like, oh man, she's so intense. Like, and like I go back to why the hell are they keeping her around? Like, get her out of here.
She's so annoying.
Clearly, she doesn't care about ranking. So we know her motivation isn't about to be at the top because she doesn't care. She doesn't listen to anybody. So what's the point?
Tried to kill that one guy.
Yeah. So
he might be dead.
We
don't know.
There's no way he's dead, isn't he?
We don't know. He just got lightsabered.
Palpatine came back like 5 times.
Well, yeah, but he was.
So
nobody can die in Star Wars. They just become robots now, as we saw in Boba Fett.
Yeah. So one of my favorite scenes in episode 1, and it kind of set how the tone of his Obi-Wan life is when after he dropped off that toy to Luke, and then he comes and the Jedi that at the beginning of the show found him, and he, if you notice, go back and watch, he tried to have a different accent. And then when he realized, okay, he's not buying it. Okay, I'm Obi-Wan. So now he goes back to being Obi-Wan. That scene is kind of heartbroken because he's like, go bury your lightsaber. The Jedi is done. We're dead. It's just like, there's no.
Then he dies later anyways.
Very hopeless.
And how ironic is that in the New Hope, Obi-Wan is the hope.
Right.
Because that's what Leia says. And so there's another scene with Owen, Uncle Owen, and that little stinger, like the way he must be trained.
4. I counted. There was 4 stingers. Like just gut punches in a row, but every single one was like, well, he's not wrong, but he wasn't there for the circumstances to see.
He's not wrong.
Really know.
He's not wrong, but Owen doesn't include the fact that the dark side does come into play, and that's what happened to Anakin. And so there's some episode 1 was beautiful. Was perfect. I thought they set it up perfectly. And we get to episode 2. I feel like they dropped the ball off in the middle of the show, but then picked it up at the end beautifully. So now we know that he's getting off the planet for one reason, and that is to save Princess Leia, young Leia. And can I say that she is an incredible actress? This girl, Vivian something, I'm not sure her name. Let me look it up. Her name is Vivian Blair, and she's an incredible actress for her age. The only thing I had issue with is like those 2 guys really couldn't catch her, really. Like
she knows the forest.
That's not the point, though.
We had the gripe with that as well. I mean, that whole sequence of them chasing her, it was like just like pulling my hair out. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
It was too long.
Well, but Obi-Wan does the same thing.
Yeah.
He could have grabbed her like 3, and then it was just like, oh, there she is. I don't know.
Yeah. It's like they were all kind of like scared to grab the kid.
Yeah.
I don't know why either. But we do know that she is pretty wise for her age when she talked to her cousin. I thought that scene was cool, how she put him in his place, like, you know.
Yeah.
So I love the fact that Jimmy Smith is back as I forgot his name.
Organa?
Ogana, there you go. And so
Dude, he looks old. I mean, he is old now, but he's yeah.
So then now Obi-Wan goes, Leia gets kidnapped by Flea from Red Hot Chili Pepper. I'm not sure why he's in this show. He's He's
Cameo.
it just doesn't mix. It doesn't match with the tone with him in it.
Flea
Flea,
from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
the
He's
guy that kidnapped.
the little henchman bad guy.
Oh, the little like druggy dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and then you get a special cameo from Boba Fett, the guy that what's his name, the actor that plays Boba Fett. Crap, what's his name? Tamara something. What's it called? What's his name? Anyway, Chaz, you know who I'm talking about. He was he played that clone, the stormtrooper clone that was sitting for asking for credits.
Oh, did he
Oh.
really?
That was him. And so then we know what happened. What did you guys tell me how you guys feel about episode 2? Was there anything that stood out to you? Or was there anything that you didn't like?
I loved. I can't say his name very well. Kumal Nanjiani.
Oh my gosh. I disagree, but go ahead.
Really? I love the humor that he brings and everything. And I liked that like
Okay.
Tom doesn't agree.
someone would be pretending to be a Jedi.
But that's not Star Wars humor. That's Marvel humor. If you want Star Wars humor, go back to the first episode when Obi-Wan was talking to the sand people. That's Star Wars humor, not him.
Not the Marvel Disney humor.
Yeah, he's
Um,
he's on a different show when he shows up. On a different show.
I disagree. I like. I'm just gonna say you guys are wrong. So I really liked his character, and I liked that he was like, even though he was a fake and a phony,
he's still
he's still a good guy, and he said he was trying to help people. And then he was like, if you'd have told me who you were, I would have helped. But anyways, I'm confused. Obviously, he was just like a one and done. I don't think he'll be back.
Oh, I think he'll be back.
You think so? Because
Yeah,
what's her face? The Reva, she confronted him at the end. Didn't she?
but she didn't kill him.
Oh, I thought she did.
No.
No,
No.
the part that so I know, so Obi-Wan, he went to the desert, he had buried his lightsaber. Were there 2 in there, or was that the blaster?
Yes, there was 2 in there. One was his, and one was
Anakin's.
Anakin's.
That's what I told you.
Oh, I didn't even ask.
Yes, you did.
I didn't even ask.
You did.
I really didn't.
Jared.
Anyways.
Who has the better memory out of the two of us? No.
Anyways.
And if you didn't ask, I thought that I said
you
out
probably
loud that it was. Marital dispute.
But he see, now you
I'm sorry.
broke my.
Okay, keep two sabers.
Anyways, he went to the desert, got those things, and he hasn't been using the Force. He hasn't been doing anything for 10 years. He's just been having dreams. So that part where it was kind of weird. So she's running away from him. She jumps, and then he saves her. And then she was just like, what did she say? Oh, thanks for saving me.
And she was
Or
just like, you are a Jedi.
and I don't know. It was kind of confusing. Like, why were you running from me? Kind of a thing. But she was scared. She was scared.
Well, she was scared because there was a bounty on him.
Yeah.
And she got confused that he's the reason why she's there.
Yeah.
So that's why she got scared.
But it was kind of someone as strong as Obi-Wan, and he was very in with the Force and all that. And to all of a sudden, like, he almost didn't. It took every ounce of power to try and save her from falling down.
Do you notice that when he fight, it was hand-to-hand combat?
Yeah, he was never using the Force.
Use the Force.
Well, to be fair, part of him didn't want to because they can sense each other, right?
Yeah.
They can sense the
Yeah.
Force. So when it's being used, it'll draw people.
So I don't know. Yeah. So is there anything that you got besides being chased? Is there anything else that you didn't like about this episode?
It was a very simple episode. They just went to the planet. And
it was almost like I would never normally say this, but it's almost like there was too much action.
Okay.
Like her whole 5-minute long parkour scene could have been cut
she,
in half.
She did like the
And
tiger,
then she
like
did a
the
gainer for absolutely no reason.
yeah.
You know,
But she did like a animal
I'm-
jump over the wall, and I'm like, what is going on?
This is like the leopard.
Yeah, parkour.
I'm all about action, but it has to make sense. And if it goes too long, it always is a bother.
Well,
for me.
she was standing up there like freaking Batman, looking out
Oh, yeah,
over the
that's what
sea,
he said.
like the moon was out, and she was just like glowing. I'm like, what is
Is this
this?
she-bat?
Yeah, she-bat. Anyway,
I yeah, that part was kind of weird to me too. That part felt for me was more like that does not looks like Star Wars. It was kind of weird.
well,
It was almost like those gangster bikers from Boba Fett.
Yes.
It doesn't fit.
Yes, it just
Do you
didn't
think-
work.
do
The
you
way
think
she was
it's a-
doing it, you've never seen anybody do that in Star Wars. No one has ever done parkour in Star Wars.
do you think it's an issue because Disney's in charge of all of these things? Like, we're thinking of Star Wars as the old Star Wars and the first 3 Star Wars, where Disney didn't have any influence, but now they have all the influence, and we see even in Boba Fett and The Mandalorian certain little things where we're like, that's a little different. But
Yeah, I feel like Disney kind of like, well, I go back to this. It's the Last Jedi syndrome, and that is people expect something that is not, and people expect something old, but then complains that they want something new. But
yeah,
Yeah.
when something new comes around, they're like, "Oh, that's not Star Wars." Well,
yeah,
you got to make up your mind here. Are you on board? If you're on board, then yeah, these are something that you can go along with. I had people on Facebook talking about, I'm never going to watch Star Wars again. They ruined it. I was like, well, how though? How did they ruin it? You complain about that. Everybody complains. We need to get away from the Skywalker. What's it
Yeah.
called?
Well, and
World.
everyone was so mad that the very first movie of the new ones was
Yeah.
essentially a repeat.
Repeat. It was.
It was, but it was good.
It was good.
And then you get the second one that was just all over the place. To the point,
I
this-
disagree with you.
the second one was all over the place to the point where then they brought back the director from the first one, and he essentially undid a bunch of stuff.
Oh, you mean the third one?
Oh yeah, the third one. He
Yeah.
undid all that stuff, and then it just like messed up. What I don't know. The third one's just not good in my opinion. It's not bad, but it's not. I don't
no.
want. I don't ever want to rewatch these new ones.
It's
Hardly
bad.
ever.
It's bad, but it was enjoyable. I enjoyed
Yeah.
it for what it
Yeah.
was. But it's bad, and for some reason, you either gonna be on board or you're not.
Yeah.
And if you don't like the way Disney's taking places, well, sorry, dude. They're gonna be here for a while. They own the dang IP.
they
so
own
it's like,
everything.
It's theirs.
Yeah.
But but as for Obi-Wan and that, I think so far, like, I've been entertained, but I'm not like, that was awesome. Like, it was.
I really liked the first.
Yeah, the first episode
First
was very
episode
good. The
was-
second
I
one
did
was
too.
kind of meh.
Until
The middle of the second
Second
episode
one.
was meh for me, but I'm excited for like the third episode.
Well, I'm
I
curious.
just wish I could binge it.
I'm curious. So this is only 6 episodes, and is it just a limited series?
Yep.
Oh, everything. Disney Plus is only ever going to do limited series.
Probably.
Freaking story.
Because there's really not much to talk about. Like, what story can Obi-Wan
I mean,
have?
I mean, you could just make up a bunch of
I-
side
sure
Yeah,
you
stories.
could.
I feel
but-
like they could like do like a bunch of him like on all these adventures until Luke grew up, but then it's like Luke needed to know that there was old Ben the Hermit. It just
Remember, Ben, at a certain point, Luke knows who Ben is, because in New Hope he talks about Ben before you even meet Obi-Wan, before he came on. Just so you know, I think I agree with you, Aubrey. The middle of that second episode was just blah. Some of the scene was just kind of weird. It was not Star Wars, but I like the ending of that episode because you get the big reveal that Obi-Wan realized Anakin is still alive, and then you
Yeah.
get that shot and you see Anakin.
Curious
get
where they're
tanked.
gonna take it as a storyline, because now we saved Leia. He's gonna take her back, and do you think that little side quest storyline's done? And then
Yeah, because
Gonna be out.
but remember, she doesn't know that's Obi-Wan.
true.
She
But
only
does
knows as Ben.
Obi-Wan know that Darth Vader is Anakin Skywalker?
He knows that that's the name was given to him. He didn't know he was alive.
So as of like, but okay, so you're telling me 10 whole years later, Darth Vader isn't the big scare yet?
No,
He's
I
not the
get
big scary guy.
no, because remember, what this is the thing. When in New Hope, and this is where I have a issue or a question for Deborah Chow. How are you going to get around that one scene where he says, "The last time I saw you, I was one a student. Now I'm a master." Well, the last time they saw each other was Mustafar, where they fight and he burned himself to crisp.
But he was still wasn't he still technically, he wasn't
Technically,
a Jedi Master at that point yet?
no, he wasn't. So if he's going to meet him again, has he been more powerful? Has he?
Yeah,
has-
that's probably what like Anakin. Oh, I see what you're saying. If
so
they're gonna duel again, how are you
if
gonna
if
get
they're
around
going to
that
do it,
one?
how
They're
are you
just
going
gonna
to say?
pretend like it didn't happen. He didn't say it.
I'm guessing that because remember, in the end of this episode, guys, the Grand Inquisitor does not die that way. He
No
gets he gets
How is this
killed.
too easy?
Yeah.
He gets killed in Rebels by a different Jedi. So he's not dead. He's coming back,
Yeah.
and he's
You
gonna.
better watch out when he does.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I think Vader is gonna find favor in Riva, and it's gonna go that direction. I think. I don't know. I thought that scene. I agree with you. Obi-Wan is still the reason why the prequel was watchable is because of Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
I mean,
McGregor's just awesome.
yeah, I like Natalie Portman. I like Hayden Christensen, but they weren't good acting because of the directing, not because of them. They weren't given much to work with, so I don't blame them too much either. But I'm excited for this episode 3. We're gonna find out what's gonna happen now that they reveal the boogeyman right off the bat, and so I think we have a good series on our hand. I hope that it pays off because sometimes Marvel and Star Wars series has not paid off at the end, and so the only thing that's paid off is
Oh.
Mandalorian.
What was
And
it
so-
then?
Oh, speaking of Marvel, Jaron was saying that he'd rather watch Falcon Winter Soldier again than She-Hulk.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, that's a different show.
That's what
That's a
I said.
different-
I said they're completely different. But
That's a different
anyway,
show. But
no, in general, I really did enjoy Obi-Wan. There wasn't anything like, I wasn't on the edge of my seat by any means, but I don't think it's not meant to be an on the edge of your seat type of a show.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
this is a development. We're learning things. you
I
know?
think the only edge of the seat is when Darth Vader and Obi-Wan, if they meet,
they will.
they will.
they are going to meet because it's been told that it's been written that they're going to meet.
Yeah.
They're
So
gonna
that'll be the cool part. I guess
Here's the thing: Obi-Wan will have to kick his ass.
he'll have to.
He
Yeah.
has to because
Which would actually make sense as to why Anakin would say that he
but it was a
was-
student.
Does
but
that
now
mean,
it was-
and maybe they're gonna twist it as in like he was a student of the dark side at that time instead of a student of the Jedi.
So, anyways, guys, go check out Obi-Wan. Episode 1 and 2 is out on Disney Plus. Let us know what you think of the first 2 episodes. What are something that works for you? What are something that didn't? Do you agree with some of the theories that we threw out? Do you agree that the Grand Inquisitor is not dead? Because he's not. Because if he is, then there's a canon issue with Star Wars, and all the nerds and all the people who live in the basement is going to come out,
Don't be a nerd.
It'll be anarchy.
and they're going to go head hunting and at Disneyland for this. And so let us know. Comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, our podcast. I mean, I do this for fun. But it's so much fun to be able to talk to people about this stuff and have special guests like Aubrey and Jay. But until next time, be kind.